That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, what's the best way to attack this first hole?
You'd like to hit your second shot just a little right of the flag. Everything slopes towards the left.
Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
First hole here at Whistling Straits, and Frank, what's the key?
Favor the right side of the green to avoid those deep bunkers short left and long.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. So a tester from 4 feet. And so just getting started. Even par so far. Has the putt. And now at -1. Ready to tee off at this magnificent second hole. Frank, all I see are bunkers and water.
Well, that's pretty much what everybody else is going to see as well. Ideally, hit it down the left, though, and then you don't have a blind second shot. Even though you can be on the fairway on the right side, well, you won't see the green. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. No fairway here, this one in that rough. This one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
Well, it is nice to have that one in your bag, to be able to hit it that long.
Yeah, that has to be at least 315 yards.
And setting up here in the rough. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
And now the second shot here at this par 5. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Pretty good stroke right there, just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
These putts keep the round together. Now at 1 under for the round. Getting set now over the putt. So 2 under early on. Now the stunning 188-yard par 3 third here at Whistling Straits.
Yeah, the green angles to left. You have to be careful because it's well protected by those huge bunkers and dunes on the left. Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. So a longer putt coming up next, about 30 feet away.
That was terrible.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Frank, he might like this one. He might like... Oh, and he has it, Frank!
I don't believe it.
Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. 1 under for the round. Frank, this is a big hole right here. The fourth, it is almost 500 yards, par 4.
And you can see the bunkers and the mounding down the right side. Believe it or not, that's actually where you should aim your tee shot and just let the contours move that ball towards the middle of the fairway. Oh, I like that.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot, he is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Frank, what are we looking at here with this approach shot to the fourth?
Well, just like a lot of holes at Whistling Straits, with the water on the left, if you're going to err anyway, you err on the high side.
Pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
How did that not go in?
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the course.
So, Frank, what do you think of the start so far?
Rock solid. Very impressed.
Lining this one up for par. Stays at 1 under with that par. Frank, you don't see holes like the fifth here at Whistling Straits all that often, do you?
Not just the shape of the hole, the length. Pete Dyer's managed to put both the length and the design of the hole together to make it brutally tough, but at the same time strategically brilliant. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
Wow, way to the right here.
And there's rough over there.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there.
Under out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet.
Frank, they threw him a life vest. He's back on dry land.
And I hope this time he swings, he doesn't have the water wings on.
So this is his fourth shot after the last one found the water.
It's not all over, but right now, too, he's staring down the barrel of a very bad hole.
Oh, it looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught.
Good news is, was able to retrieve the golf ball.
Yeah, on dry land, and can he carry it this time, though?
Frank, this is his sixth shot here.
Well, this is the difference between the good players and the great players. Really, just that compounding of a mistake, one after the other.
It's a pretty good shot. That ball settles in about 13 feet away.
You'd like to think unlucky for some, but birdie putt coming up.
Locked in on the read and the speed. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle. Now it's that sneaky distance. You want to know the difference between good scores and average scores? That.
Right there. This one was just a nightmare from the start, and now he has this for triple bogey. That takes him to 1 under on the day. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Did the job right there. Hole number 6, and another scenic view off the tee. It's a 409-yard par 4.
Yeah, the hole is well bunkered around the 300-yard mark. Ideally, you want to have that tee shot just short of that. Then it's not too hard a second shot.
But this one has a chance to be really good. He just blasted that one down the fairway. Out there about 325 yards.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. Frank, in golf, as we know, there's short grass and there's long grass. We all want to be in that short grass, but it doesn't always work out that way. So what's the most important element from the shot, from the rough?
You have to be a little bit more conservative first and foremost, because you can't guarantee a perfect strike out of the long grass. So therefore you have to look around the greens, maybe short, to the right, to the left, and realize what's involved. And also just give yourself a slightly bigger target.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That is a beauty, a real beauty. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. So frustrating sometimes on the greens, isn't it? Drop shot here at the 6th. Shouldn't be a problem here. Tough break. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Steady, solid, and at 1 under par right now. Just a couple of feet. And he makes it for a bogey here. Another magnificent hole here at Whistling Straits. Nothing but water on the right and a huge drop-off down to the beach.
Yeah, if you're struggling with your golf, just take a little breath and look right. It'll be a great elixir.
And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie.
And this one just starts right at the flag.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it.
Even par, currently.
Has the putt, and now at -1. That's 1 under on the day. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up. Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my idol.
And it looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through.
Rich, there's rough and rough. That ball is needle-nosed down.
can't even see it from here. Frank, how good was that just to get it on the green?
Well, from that shot there, you would have thought for sure that there was no chance he had of finding the green. That was some shot. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knocking him for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the course.
Solid par to remain 1 under. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Good par. Frank, what about this downhill shot off the tee and the idea that you just want to sort of let that ball run toward the green down the hill?
Well, Pete Dye just gives you so many different looks throughout the front 9 of Whistling Straits, and this really is the first example of this, plus the swirling winds that are created by that sort of tree and mounding on the right of this green. Quite spectacular.
Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker. Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. About 110 yards to the flagstick, and that's where the hole is, right at the bottom of it. This one is definitely heading left. Looks like it is going to end up in the rough. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Frank, now the second shot here at the 9th.
You can get caught with swirling winds here because of the trees and the protection on the hill on the right side. Another one to be very, very careful of.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in.
Really, this is an awkward length.
Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
1 under for the round. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. He's made it. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting on all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. Just let it happen.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Birdie try up next. Frank, safety off the tee. Now what happens on this second shot?
This green, Rich, is just elevated a little bit, so you can't just sort of grab a wedge and just hit away willy-nilly. You've got to be careful. You must flight that shot in properly to make it land softly on the screen.
Oh, my goodness, Frank, that is painful.
Oh, yeah, you'd rather miss the hole at times, wouldn't you?
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Makes the putt and moving in the right direction. 2 under par. Just a little tap in here. Stenson has this for par. Well, Frank, the 11th here at Whistling Straits is a monster par 5. They call it sandbox, but it is not exactly child's play, is it?
No, I can't actually count the number of bunkers on this hole. Plus, it's a dogleg to the right. 645 yards. I don't care whichever way you cut it down. That's going to be 3 good shots. Forces you to hit driver off this tee.
Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. No fairway here. This one in that rough. Frank, what's the best way to get at the golf ball when it's sitting down just a bit in the rough?
You have to accept the fact, first and foremost, that you're not going to get clean contact. So you have to decide whether the ball's going to come out short or it's going to fly. Because very rarely will it come out the normal distance of what you hit on the fairway. So if it's a little thin and wispy, chances are it might fly. If it's nestled down, you're going to have to take at least another club.
Well, the bad news is he missed his target by quite a bit. The good news, he's still on the green. Setting up for another approach, our featured golfer has continued that excellent play from earlier in the round.
Indeed. There's no better feeling in the world than when you know you're firing on all cylinders. Hitting fairways, second shot's just going straight at the flag. Right now, everything is working.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Playing his third here at the par 5. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Could really use this one. It's for birdie. -3 now for the round. Looks good today with that birdie, bringing his score to -2. Now to the 12th, short little par 3.
Yeah, just a short iron in hand. You'd like to think it's a birdie opportunity. One of the biggest problems here, though, is putting. This green, anything other than flat.
So the golf ball ends up in that first cut. It's a little bit less than 2 inches. You can see the golf ball. Should be able to get at it, but may not be able to control the spin. We'll see. Just a bit left of the hole location.
Should still be okay.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Second shot coming out of the rough here. That is professional with a capital P right there.
That's stealing.
Shouldn't be a problem here. He makes a lot of these. It's a birdie try for Henrik Stenson. 13th hole now, and by the looks of this one, Frank, if you were right off the tee, things could go horribly wrong.
Massive drop-offs and bunkers to the right. Doubtful that you'd ever get a good lie if you missed this fairway on the right. So, flip side, keep the ball down the left.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Tugged that one a little bit offline to the left, and he'll pay a bit of a price because that rough is fairly thick.
Now, where this ball's going, there's no fairway there, only rough.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Frank, just into that first cut.
Yeah, it's sitting up. Really, this isn't too bad a situation. Well, that's a smart shot. A lot of people would have tried to be a little more heroic from there, but there was no need.
Back on the fairway, back in play. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. That's about as depressing a moment as there is in golf. When you miss the bogey putt, you know you're staring at double. Just 5 feet left. Four under on the day. Well, the train went off the tracks here on this hole. This is for double bogey.
That's plain not fair.
Boy, this game is cruel, Frank. You get on a roll and then smack. Hits you right in the face and knocks you down. Frank, any major championship gives you a good mix of holes. We've had some long ones, and now this one just under 400 yards.
But it will punish you if you're offline. There's trouble left and the mounds and the bunkers on the right. So ideally, it's a positional tee shot. Yeah, this is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball.
Common thread here. Rough, rough, rough.
Long way again. Frank, way offline all day long.
Yeah, this is a head scratcher, really. Seen him play before. Normally much better than this. This is abnormal, that's for sure.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means.
Really? This is an awkward length.
Beautiful roll on that one, right in the bottom. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Good score going, now at 2 under par. The 15th now, and a 503-yard par 4 here at Whistling Straits.
Well, it's certainly beautiful to look at, but tough to play. Bunkered once again left and right, but it's a hole that you have to hit a driver down here, just purely because of the length of the hole. He goes after it like he is here. Ball just took off the face. Smoked that one.
That ball's run out certainly over 300 yards, Frank. Call it about 310. Look out left.
And there's rough over there.
How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck.
Second shot from 160. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Just want to nestle this one down to within a couple of feet. Are you kidding me?
That looked like it was in.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Just a little tap in here. Did the job right there. Getting set to take on the finishing holes here at Whistling Straits. How do you close this out on the right foot, Frank?
Well, this is the shortest of the 4 par 5s at 568 yards. There's a big crop of bunkers down the right side. Just a driver off those is certainly going to make this par 5 reachable.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, this one's offline.
There's rough and thick stuff over there.
He moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Not what he wanted, but he's headed to the beach. So going well up the hill to that green, will need to take an extra club here. that is classy.
No chance of going in.
Frank, there's nothing like catching a bunker shot just perfectly. Splashes out, lands softly, and just runs up to that hole.
Yeah, it's like 3D. There's the component in the strike where it's going to land, and then the third part of it is how much will it roll.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Birdie chance for Henrik Stenson. Here's a putt for eagle. Moves to -8. Well, Frank, we know that Pete Dye has given the world some intimidating par 3s, most notably the 17th at TPC Sawgrass. He says this one is even more fearsome.
And the reason why is the drop-off on the left. It's 20 feet below the level of the green. Then you've got the sand dunes on the right, which are sort of speckled with bunkers as well. And then there's a little sliver of green grass in between. That's the green.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. That one is well off target. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. That may have been a bit too much to ask for there, that distance putt, Frank.
Yeah, it's fine to be greedy before you hit the putt, but after you've hit it, 2 from that distance is fine.
Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
7 under on the day. Clean this up with a tap. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. The final hole, the 18th, and the clubhouse in the distance. Frank, it's looking like home sweet home, isn't it?
Well, if you can hit the fairway here, that's one thing, but it still leaves an enormously long second shot. You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it. Oh, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Frank, this is money time. The approach shot here at 18.
Well, there's that carry over 7 Mile Creek. That's the biggest problem. So this long iron hit into this green. Got to take plenty of club to make sure it finds its target.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
And this attempt will be from about 130 yards. and getting ready for the putt. Hit it. Just a couple of feet. He makes a lot of these. It's a birdie try for Henrik Stenson. Could use this. A putt for par. Good round going, -7. Frank, I have to say, I've been impressed by the level of golf today. Really came out here with a solid game plan and executed.
And consequently, a very solid round. Continuing with that kind of play can certainly put you in the winner's seat.
This is EA Sports, PGA Tour coverage coming your way. Frank, great golf course and great man behind it.
Oh, it certainly is. Anytime you get a chance to play the King's Golf Course in Arnold Palmer, that is a pleasure. Hosted the Arnold Palmer Invitational for so many years now and always produces a worthy champion.
Arnold Palmer bought it in the 1970s. Through the years, Frank, it wasn't unusual to see Arnold roaming the grounds, hitting golf balls, playing that regular game. They call it the shootout. He's still pretty competitive.
No, he is, that's for sure. Yeah, he'll sneak out there, do a little bit of practice beforehand. He does not like to hand over his $20 note.
It's a tough golf course, Frank, with a really exciting finishing stretch.
There's enough water there to tempt the faintest of hearts, that's for sure, and also steal a dozen or so golf balls.
And it's been the scene of some really incredible moments. I think back to Robert Gomez as a rookie holing out with a 7-iron on the final hole to beat Greg Norman.
Yeah, Matt Every won in 2014. Of course, Tiger Woods has literally owned this golf course, winning 8 times. And, of course, the last of which was in 2013.
Now the approach here at number 1, Frank, what's he looking at?
A nice high, soft landing second shot would be ideal here. There's a little bit of a ridge in this green. Don't really want to be going long here. Those 2 bunkers, never easy coming out of those and downhill.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
This is a good-looking shot. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Looking to splash this softly onto the green. Ooh, what a shot right there. Beautifully done. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Drops it in for birdie. Here at the 231-yard par 3 second, Frank, pretty good hole.
It certainly is, Rich. The carry on the right side's a little shorter, but if you're going to take it down the left side, you've got to fly that ball at least another 20 yards.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track.
Second shot.
This is a par try for Jonas Blixt. That's how you keep a round going. Make them from that distance. This from 7 feet. Seems to really have the touch today. Now to the par 4 third, 434 yards and plenty of trouble on that left side.
One of the hardest tee shots on the front side. Water very much in play down the left.
So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. Second shot here at the third.
One of the narrowest greens at Bay Hill. Water, as you can see on that left side. So for the faint of heart, you're going to miss, if anything, to that right side. And that's exactly where they put a little bunker. So be very straight on the second.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Wow, Frank, he did well just to get it on the green from that line.
I didn't think that was doable.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Got it for par. Needs this for par. Did the job right there. Rich Lerner with Frank Nobilo back at the 4th hole here at Bay Hill. This is the first par 5 on the golf course. 561 yards. You thinking birdie here, Frank?
No, you certainly are. Perhaps even 3. This is almost ramrod straight. Little hazard down the right side. But a good one, you can certainly get home for 2.
This one is definitely heading left. Looks like it is going to end up in the rough. And that one lands in the first cut, Frank.
Interesting choice coming ahead here. It'll be interesting to see how he reads this lie.
From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot. Frank, Jason Dufner brought back an old-school move to trigger the golf swing, the waggle.
But at the same time, there's a touch of the Big Bang Theory in Jason Dufner. He works a lot with new technology, TrackMan. He's well aware of exactly how a ball should fly through the air. He's done the numbers. He's run all the tests, and that's why he's so impressive. He's a genius deep down.
That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. This one just requires a little bit of focus. He's going to love that one, Frank. Sensational effort.
Oh, just eat that up.
Fifth hole at Bay Hill. Frank, this is a chance to employ some course management as opposed to maybe brute strength. What do you think?
Yeah, rather soft par 4. No water here, but bunker down the left and bunker down the right. Pinches into that corner. So if you're a little wayward, an iron here is not a bad idea. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like.
Rich, there's rough and rough. That ball is needle-nosed down.
Can't even see it from here. Frank, anything you do differently from the rough in terms of your swing? Do you hinge the club a little bit more quickly?
No, normally put the ball just a little bit further back in your stance because you want the club to be going down. Down, it's got to go down through the grass, through the ball.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Ian Poulter going for the green on his second shot. These putts keep the round together. And in for birdie. See if you can get this one to drop. Big birdie putt. Charles Barkley is Auburn's most famous basketball player. This guy is Auburn's most famous golfer, that's for sure. Jason Dufner. Nice work for birdie. Frank, what's the thinking here as you step to the tee at the signature hole, the long par 5, 6th hole?
Well, the longer hitters can go at that big pine tree. Then it's reachable in two. And if you're a little shorter, then you've got to start to sort of aim at the middle of those two bunkers.
Well, look out. This could be wet, Frank.
It's heading towards the hazard.
Frank, not easy to keep your eye on the target when you've just splashed down.
Yeah, but on the flip side, too, one bad shot doesn't have to lead to two.
So this will be the third shot after taking the drop with the ball going in the water.
This has to go in the hazard.
He needs to get up or it... He went for the brief swim there, Frank. He's trying to stay dry now.
He is. Just trying to avoid water on the brain as well. This will take a good swing.
Third shot now after the last one found the deep blue.
Yeah, you can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. He'll need to be strong with this.
Well, that's a smart shot. A lot of people would have tried to be a little more heroic from there, but there was no need.
Back on the fairway, back in play. Well, that approach shot is well to the left, but still, he's on the putting surface.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. In the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down. This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. Well, that's not the way you wanted to start out the backside here.
Yeah, you can't afford from inside 10 feet. It just, you feel like you have to make those, and I mean, they really sting when they miss.
This to drop one shot, blitzed for bogey. Right off the edge.
Just a fraction softer, then it might have just turned in.
Hard to be perfect in this game. That's a bogey. Breathing a sigh of relief. You made it through the par 5 without getting wet. Now you're at this par 3 7th, Frank.
You've got to guarantee a carry at least 7 or 8 yards onto the green, because that's where that bunker is on that right. It cuts in 7 yards.
Good looking shot right here. Well, that's how you play the game. Right there.
And this one just seems to be moving a little left in the air.
Not too bad. Locked in on the read and the speed. So close.
And yet it still counts for another shot.
But now a chance for a birdie. Well, thank you at last. A birdie. That was a long time coming, Frank.
Yeah, finally he strung some shots together. Now, if all of a sudden he can do the same on the next hole, he might just get a run going.
Excellent looking shot here. Just an ideal lie, Frank. What can he do from here?
Well, if he takes advantage of the tee shot now and goes at this flag, then he'll certainly gain on the field.
Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough. I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Frank, as we look at the approach shot here at the 8th, no doubt a player would be happy to walk out of here with a par.
Oh, no doubt about that at all. Really, you want to judge your second shot to land somewhere in the middle of this green. Don't really want to be messing with the front. If you have a little look, you'll see why.
Ian Poulter will make birdie if he can hold this.
Just a fraction too aggressive. Remember, line and speed go together.
Sometimes you want that birdie so badly, and all of a sudden you're faced with a lot of work, more work than you had hoped for, just to make the par. Well, that's how you keep a round going, make putts just like that. Finishing up here on the front side at Bay Hill with a lengthy par 4. What's the key, Frank?
Well, the hole's relatively flat, but the rough on the right comes into play. If you can carry that ball 300 yards, then just take it in over the bunker.
Good tee shot, right in the short grass. Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
It is the house that Arnold built, the Bay Hill Club and Lodge. Arnold's summer home is actually in western Pennsylvania, Latrobe Country Club. That's where he grew up. He came to Central Florida in the 1970s and fell in love with this piece of ground. He bought it, and he's grown it ever since, and now it is host to one of the premier stops on the PGA Tour. Big, strong golf course. You have to really be a good ball striker and generally one of the longer hitters to be successful around here. Settles in over the putt. Count it. That's a birdie. Here's Jason Duffner on the putting green. He's made it. Back in Orlando, Florida at the Bay Hill Club and Lodge, getting set for the second 9. Frank, how do you get off to a good start?
Well, Rich, it's one of the shortest par 4s really at Bay Hill. 3 bunkers, but as long as you avoid those, it's a great birdie opportunity.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. So the golf ball ends up in that first cut. It's a little bit less than 2 inches. You can see the golf ball. Should be able to get at it, but may not be able to control the spin. We'll see.
Yeah, this is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Well, certainly playable from here. Ball is in the first cut. Not too bad. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, who you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, it was, they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or 2. Aim the club at that and made sure they followed through.
For the par. That is a solid par putt right there. Frank, 440-yard par 4 11th. You see that number on the card, you think driver. Maybe not. Why?
Yeah, it's imperative you hit the fairway here, Rich. Water obviously in play left, 2 bunkers on the right. This is a second shot hole.
Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet.
Never a pleasant moment, the drop after you've gone into the water, but here we are. So hit the previous shot in the water, took a drop, this now the third shot.
It's fine.
So Frank, a perfect lie right here, and now this gives him a chance to take the next step, which is get after this hole location.
Yeah, so many more options now, and basically it's just going to come down to club selection now. This is absolutely perfect. This is one where he can get a reward from.
Frank, how did he do there?
Well, he's inside 30 feet, but 27 feet, it's not exactly what you'd call close.
Frank, another good hole, the par 4 11th, looking at the second shot now.
Yeah, the second shot has a similar look to the second shot at the third hole at Bay Hill. Water all down the left-hand side that has to be respected. And a green really where you've got to favour the right side, or at least right of middle.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. On the way. In the words of the legendary basketball announcer Marv Albert, from way downtown, yes! Wow, he needed that, Frank, in the worst way.
Interesting to see what's ahead from now, whether that was just a flash in the pan or the start of something good. Second shot.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. So after the layup, Frank, here at the par 5 12th, hit shot here, try to make birdie.
Yeah, just use the contours of this green. You can actually get to this flag a lot of different ways. Using one of the mounds, there's nothing wrong with that.
Excellent shot to within 10 feet. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Here's Jason's birdie putt. Duffner drops the birdie putt. Frank, this is an interesting hole. It's a par 4 13th, and it isn't necessarily a driver off the tee. What are the options?
Yeah, you break it down. 250 off the tee leaves 120. There's nothing wrong with playing the hole that way. You get a little over ambitious here and run out of fairway. That second shot over water. Whoa. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle. He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there. Wow. John Daly, take a back seat, big fella. How about that drive?
Is it stopped yet? It's still going.
In the thick stuff.
Thick. It's brutal out there.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Right, that's amazing. That's a master class in short game. Rich, with a lie like that on the rough, you're going to get too much grass between club face and ball. You're going to have to adjust for that and at least take a club or two more.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Ooh, so close. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Not a gimme, but well within his range. You'll love them, the birdies, and that's another one. Another challenging par 3 here at Bay Hill. It's the 14th, 216 yards, Frank.
It plays uphill, prevailing breeze, too, into your face, so normally much longer than its yardage.
Frank missed the green off the tee.
Yeah, but this is certainly a tricky little shot coming up here at the par 3.
This one checking in at 150 yards. Birdie attempt coming up for Ian. Jason Dufner getting set for his second shot. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break.
Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Clean this up with a tap. Did the job right there. Now at the 15th, big dogleg right here. What's the best way to go, Frank?
Really down the left side. It's very tempting to try and hit it across that bunker, but not only do you have to carry the bunker, you've also got to carry those little shrubs down the right side.
This one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
He moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Ends up in the first cut, and he'll have a pretty good look at the whole location from here.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Ian Poulter going for the green here. And getting ready for the putt. Sinks the putt for birdie. The pride of Auburn, Alabama, Jason Duffner with a birdie. Back on the tee here at the 16th. It's a par 5, bunkers, water all along this hole. Doesn't look to be a gimme par 5.
Now, you've got to have your wits about you. If you just look at the yardage, you'll think it's the easiest par 5 on the golf course. And then, before you know it, it's got you. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Frank, into the finishing stretch now, and really a good chance to make something happen.
Big swing hole here, 16, very reachable, but consequently, too, you've got to hit a great second shot. They've changed this green, especially that left side, left and short. You're going to come back to the water, but such a great reward for a nice, cool, high-hanging second shot.
This is about 125 yards. That might be a fat 8-iron for me. Did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster. Instead, actually a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Blixt for eagle. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
Frank, par 3 17. Daunting shot. What are you thinking as you step onto this tee?
Just make 3. 2 is a huge bonus. Take 3 in a heartbeat.
This won't hurt him, Frank.
Just a little left of the flag. That's fine.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side.
It's no snack, though. That's the cruelest thing about this game, Rich. I mean, it's another shot.
It's a big putt right here for birdie.
Great, too.
Beautiful. Frank, always nice to test yourself at one of the game's